and it's 2:30, and we're here to interview another sheriff candidate. And I will, there will be no public comments. This is going to be for the Board of County Commissioners interview. Please introduce yourself. Tell us about your background as a person and as law enforcement, and then we'll.
My name is Willy Eddy. I believe I graduated post. I don't remember. I think it was 2004. Born in Spokane, raised in Coeur d'Alene. I take that back. I was born in Tri-Cities and raised in Coeur d'Alene. Met my wife Carrie in 2015, I believe it was. Married in 2016. I've got 3 boys, 3 grandchildren. And that's that. I'd like to clear up any rumors that are flying around. I actually printed this off so you guys could have that.
Okay. All right, we'll start on your end and go this way with the question. Thank you.
I will ask you the first and probably easiest question to get out there. Why do you want to work for this department and the community and serve the community?
I've always liked working with the public and the community, no matter which job, law enforcement, lumber. It was just always not fun to me. I believe this department needs a little bit of a change. But the budget needs to be figured out. It's the top priority for this county, the way I see it. But
Okay. This kind of alludes to that as well. What are your top concerns about the department, and how will you deal with them?
need to get with the clerk to see where the shortfalls are, which I have spoken to Lori already.
Mm-hmm.
Budget's the biggest thing that I hear about, and the blight thing, but that's I'm not sure how the county handles the blights, so
Okay.
I just know how cities do it. But.
Okay.
Continuing on with the budget issue there, do you have any, after having talked with her and what you've read and seen, or just your own ideas, like how big of a priority is that budget to you? What do you think needs to be done, or what would you like to see done?
I believe the spending needs to stop. Everything purchase should be approved by the sheriff only. I know there's a limit, so then it has to come to the commissioners. It should be followed. One thing I think I would cut right away would be the backcountry team. That guy's dangerous, and he's almost caused a couple of wrecks. My wife and I included there. So, and I believe 2 deputies patrolling around in 1 vehicle isn't a team. I mean, it is a team, but you should have 2 vehicles if you're out looking for somebody, not 1. So to me, that would be probably my first thing I would do. But you got to get the budget in order. I mean, that's all people I hear complaining about the budget, and even the sheriff's office is complaining about budget. You know, they want more money, people want to spend less. So I don't think there's a happy medium in there at all at this point. But you need to find one and
Okay.
consider all your options to make it happen. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. How do you prioritize tasks in a high-stress environment? So how would you prioritize over there in the high-stress environment? Calls and...
You just deal with it as it comes. That's all you can do when you're in law enforcement. I mean,
Yeah.
You can't really stress out. You're not going to help anybody that way.
Right.
So, like prioritizing, you just got to take it as it comes.
Okay.
That's just how it works.
Okay. Okay. If you're appointed, how will you gain the trust and respect of the department?
Do what I say, follow through with things. I pretty much have a working admin. I know that's probably not part of the question, but you got to show that everybody's willing to work and do the same thing.
Okay.
that includes the sheriff. I know where I came from, that was the sheriff, the undersheriff. They would answer calls all day long. So I thought that was always pretty neat, pretty important. And I know people thought that was nice too. So.
Okay.
As far as trying to retain our good employees, the ones with the expertise that you want to keep, what are your ideas for retention? Like, what do you think needs to be done to stop, training guys and then losing them to other jurisdictions?
So the way I see it is, it's all within how you treat your employees. I mean, you got to show them respect. You give them raises when you can. I know that's not in the near future for anybody, but just be willing to work with them and listen to them. That's always been my thing in the past. So.
Okay.
Describe a time when you had to address poor performance or misconduct within your agency or employment. What steps did you take?
Oh, I had to terminate probably one of my best employees. Worked hard, did everything right, on time, stayed late. He lied on his application, and so I found out about it and had to let him go. So
Okay,
didn't like that one, but
Okay.
thank you.
It's kind of in the same situation. Explain where you had a conflict in law enforcement, or you personally had a conflict and how you had to deal with it.
I can't think of a conflict other than a couple of.
If you had, if there was a conflict, that.
Yeah, I can't come up with anything.
Okay.
As far as a conflict wise, I mean.
If you had a conflict, you'd conflict yourself out, right? That's. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. I just can't. If I come up with something, I'll bring it back.
Okay.
But
Appreciate it.
Do you have a long-term plan? Like, is this a job that you would seek re-election for? Is this just a job you want to do in the interim? What do you think?
I would like to seek re-election. I've been out of it for 10 years now, and almost 10 years, and definitely wouldn't mind coming back. So.
Okay.
Okay. How do you handle conflict and disagreements within a team?
Best way to do that is talk it out. The yelling back and forth, that just don't solve anything. So.
Okay. What do you think your greatest strengths are as an officer? What would you, and as a sheriff, what would be your greatest strengths, you think?
Having an open door for people to come and talk to me. I mean, transparency is the big one.
Okay.
You've got to be transparent with everything that you do, if you can be. A lot of things you can't be, but but that's.
Okay.
What do you think our greatest strengths and weaknesses are with our current sheriff's office and department over there?
Once again, it's all budget. Way I see it is, it's just ridiculous spending, and some of the things I've seen the receipts and stuff. There's some lies flying around out there, and I don't think that's appropriate within our sheriff's department. So.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on maintaining community trust and transparency?
Just have an open door. Listen to people. Talk to people. Get out of your vehicle and introduce yourself. You got to be communities, not just patrolling and stuff. You got to do some community policing in there as well.
Okay. And you know of the Idaho Sheriff's Association, right?
Yes.
And have you ever had any contact with the Idaho Sheriff's Association in prior years, or?
Just when I first got into law enforcement,
Okay.
I had to go in front of the council just to get approved to get post certified, which I was, no problem. So.
Okay, and I know would you continue that education as a resource?
Oh yes.
Okay. Another thing, what outside agency resources do you have now?
None. Like I said, I've been out of it for 10 years, so
Okay.
I have to get
Okay. But you know other sheriffs and everything?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I've actually been talking to a few, so I guess, yes, I do have some resources
Okay.
out there. Sorry.
Okay.
What's your view on our current relationship with ISP, and what would you like to see our relationship with ISP be in the future?
I think they should be back. I don't think our deputies should be working the highways. I think they need to be working the county roads. That's what they are, county deputies. They're not highway patrol. So I think if you can figure out a way to get ISP back in the area, that would be excellent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How would you improve coordination and communication with other law enforcement agencies and local government?
Just reach out, talk to them, extend your, a welcome hand, and that's all you can do.
Okay. Okay. We've had, I've had numerous people from Calder and Avery and Clarkia think they're getting underserved. How would you change that?
Patrol. If I had to do it myself, I would. No problems with that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
As a sheriff, about how much of your time do you see being administrative in the office, and how much time are you thinking you'd actually be out and patrolling?
Well, first you're going to be stuck in that office. You got to go through a lot of things, and I would probably ask for a forensic audit of everything in there, if it was approved by you guys, just to make sure everything's on the up and up. I've heard some rumors, so I just want to make sure they're not true. I don't think they are, but just better be safe than sorry.
This kind of goes off of Commissioner Dose's, but how do you feel about being an active sheriff, and describe what you consider being active?
Community involvement, you got to have that. It's what I've always seen from other sheriffs. The transparency, the open door. You guys got to have it all to keep people happy.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to listen to the community, see what you can and can't do. That's kind of important.
Okay. How would you build trust with the public?
Community policing.
Community policing?
Yeah. Being transparent. Try to get the.
What about patrolling and being out in public? And
Yeah, you have to do all that. I mean, like I said, though, the first part, I know you'll be stuck in the office.
Okay.
Maybe you can patrol a little bit in the morning, like Wallace or something, before you come in and start working on some admin stuff.
Okay.
You mentioned community policing. What would be a good working definition of, in your mind, what is good community policing?
So I did foot patrol as a reserve for downtown Sandpoint, and I'd go into businesses, I'd talk to them, I'd get all their personal information if they wanted to give it, so we could put it in the system. So if there was a burglary or fire, we know who to contact. And I've gotten out of my vehicle just to stop and say hi to people. I even helped one lady rake one time, an elderly lady. So to me, that's community policing.
Okay. What would your first 90 days as sheriff look like?
Trying to figure out the budget. Like I said, I'd have to get with Lori, see where we're at, and just continually working with the commissioners and the clerk. Just try to figure out a way and what we need to do to resolve a lot of that problem. So.
Okay. Okay, this is just a general question. It's been said that the sheriff's department is the last line of defense when it comes to people's constitutional rights. Would you enforce a law that you felt violated the people's constitutional rights?
No.
Okay.
Looking at your resume packet there, what's the highest position of authority you've had in law enforcement? Would that be patrol sergeant?
Yes.
And what did you learn about leadership in that position?
There wasn't much leadership over there in Pinehurst. You're it. It was just a rank that you get. in case the chief is out, you gotta have a sergeant or higher, so.
Did you get a help with budgeting or any of that?
Nope, just ask for something, he'd just say, well, that's not in the budget for now, that's kind of how it was. My biggest, not as law enforcement, was the security company I worked for down in Sacramento area. Was the chief, or I don't know what you want to call him, the boss, the head boss. He referred to everything as, because he was a police chief in Grass Valley and worked for the FBI, so he kind of ran it as a department. So he had his captains, his lieutenants, and chief is how it went. So any given day, I could be supervising, I don't know, 10 to 80 people, and it just was like that all week long, my work week. So filling in where people didn't show up, making sure that spot was filled, and so that was my some of my supervision experience. And then I worked in a lumber yard that I didn't mention there, that was a supervisor in that as well. So. And then Philip J. Bourne was a supervisor. We did the Home Depots around the Pacific Northwest, so I had a budget. I always had to stay in that budget. And then per diem for people and renting cars and stuff like that. So always had to be in that budget.
Okay.
That way we got a nice bonus at the end of the year. So if you stayed in budget, you got the bonus. So.
Yeah, it doesn't happen here.
No, it don't. Not any government job that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what I haven't asked yet.
Well, I think my last question would be, you have a lot of qualities. What quality do you think you possess that would make for a good sheriff? Your personal skills or strengths, or?
I like to think of myself as a people person. You gotta listen, like I said, you gotta listen, you gotta show sympathy sometimes for some of these people that have the complaints. I mean, you just have to. It's like a lot of the complaints I hear, and once again, is the budget and stuff like that. And I don't want to cut positions other than the backcountry team. That's the only thing I want to get rid of over there, and I'd like to, try to keep people on a good path, where they like their job, coming to work, and the only way you can do that is like by listening. So.
Okay.
Bring the morale up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have any further questions. Do you have any further?
No.
Okay.
That was all.
All right. I appreciate you coming in, and thank you for bringing your resume.
You're welcome.
Prosecutor might have
Mr. Chair, if I could just ask the same question I asked the last candidate,
Okay.
and that is, if this BOCC ultimately selects you for this position, what would your timeline for transitioning into the office looks like? What sort of things would you need to wrap up personally? Would it, take you days, weeks, months? What would your timeline look like ideally for transitioning into the office?
I could do it immediately.
Okay.
I don't see any problem with that. So.
Okay. All right. There's nothing further? Any further questions? No?
Appreciate
Nothing
your
further?
time.
Yeah,
All right,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're adjourned. Thank you.